Здравейте, уважаеми зрители на GPlayTV. Ето, че тук до мен седи една легенда в Counter-Strike Global Offense, а именно Fifflaren. Наистина нямам просто думи, с които да опиша кефа, с който сега ще направя това интервю. Hello Robin, it's really nice to see you again. So, NIP will be our major theme, but before that, how is Cluj? How are you feeling DreamHack outside of Sweden?
Well, first off, I'm really tired. It's extremely jet lagged. I flew in from San Francisco, so didn't get too much sleep. Cluj, I really like it so far. Extremely nice city. I was able to walk around a little bit the day before we went live with the tournament. So yeah, overall, I have a great experience here so far.
Okay, about the matches. The first day was close to the media, but today, the first day, NIP lost. Which was your favorite match in the first day?
I think I had two favorite matches actually. I had Liquid versus Virtus.pro. That went into overtime. That was a really good game. And obviously NIP versus Titan. I think that it was one of those games where Titan kind of already took out the win in advance, so they let NIP get back, and it was a close game at the end. But overall, Titan had that in the bag. So yeah, those were probably the two highlights.
Do you share my opinion that Titan will fight for this title, because right now they need results. They make a lot of changes, and right now they have the time to practice, but right now they need to have results.
Yeah, I agree. Existence, they have never actually advanced from a group stage in a major. So beating NIP is the first step, right? And they play Virtus.pro, I think next or two games. So that's going to be really important for them to even try to at least get into quarterfinals, especially with the addition of Shocks and Smiths. They have the experience, and they're very good players. So yeah, I do believe that they need at least to come out. I think that they need to at least have a good showing versus VP, even if they lose. But then they need to beat NIP because they really need to advance.
Yeah, and the second game, your favorite second game after Liquid versus Virtus.pro?
That was the NIP Titan one.
NIP Titan.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about today's matches till now? Which is your favorite?
Actually, the one that's going on right now is actually really good, and to spoil it for you guys, it's Luminosity versus Fnatic. Luminosity is on the verge of actually beating Fnatic, which is a big upset. Sure, Fnatic hasn't really been playing too well coming into the tournament, but just it's good for Luminosity to be able to at least pull out the numbers to perhaps maybe even win, but you never know. And then I think that NIP one was kind of fun to watch because Liquid had a really good showing versus VP the day before, and NIP were looking shaky versus Titan. So, but then for NIP's part, it's good for them to at least get the win versus Liquid, because if they had lost there, then all hopes lost basically. 2-0 losses for the tournament, and then they're out.
Do you think it's possible after next year, maybe next year, that NIP will stay together like Exist, Forest, and maybe Get Right, and change the other two guys, Freiberg and Alo, or you think there will be a totally new roster? Because for me, in this match versus the last match of NIP versus Liquid, Exist and Forest were the factor that win the match.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure what's going on over at the NIP camp, but I think that they've gone to the point now where they just want to play out the year, and then after the year, when the contract expire, they might do a roster change. Maybe I don't really know, but who knows? I mean, we can probably see a change with multiple people leaving for maybe multiple teams, or maybe we just see a change in 1-2 players. I think it's up to the players and see if they still want to stick together. What they can actually do, because I think it's gone to the point now where just replacing one player, it's not really going to help, because essentially what's going to happen is you're just going to keep on playing the same game, just with another player. So I do believe that if they want to stick together, they at least need to get rid of 2-3 players.
Okay, that's a very interesting opinion. And about Fnatic, for sure, for the last maybe their 10 matches, they are not showing their A game. Do you think that is? What is the reason? Because my personal opinion is that they became too cocky. They became too cocky, and they are target for every other team. Do you share my opinion, or you have your own?
I think that they're at the point that we were when we were very dominant in the game before, where, you know, when you're the best team in the world, you have so many other teams to actually pay attention to. Whereas for everyone else that's striving to become the best team in the world, they only have one, right? So everyone is just focusing on Fnatic, where they have to focus on everyone. So it's actually extremely hard to play your A game all the time. And on top of that, they've had a very active year. I think that they're very burnt out.
Yeah, definitely, and especially they're. Is it true that Fnatic and Virtus.pro are the only one teams that don't do bootcamp? They play from home. Do you know something about that?
I think that we're getting to the point now in CSGO where bootcamps aren't really necessary. I mean, it started off in the beginning of even Counter-Strike that people went to bootcamp because, you know, people have bad internet, you can really talk to one another, so it was an easy way to actually get to play more games together. But nowadays, you know, everyone has good internet, they have good PCs, they don't really have to travel to get the same effect that you would just sitting at home or even during a bootcamp. I think that TSM doesn't bootcamp either. So I think they're probably the 2 or 3 teams that actually doesn't. And, you know, just look at TSM right now. They're playing amazing. For me, they're the favorites to win the tournament. So, and if they don't need to have a bootcamp, then I don't really think it's needed.
Yeah, but don't you think that in bootcamp they're building not only team play and new strategies, but a friendship? It's very important, in my opinion, that team must be team and friends.
I agree. So, for example, I still stick with the fact that if you have a new team, I think it's great to have a bootcamp because, like you're saying, you get the chemistry, you get to hang out with the players you play with, you know, outside of a tournament. So I think that actually does a lot. But when you are a very accomplished team like TSM, like Fnatic, you know each other already, right? So I think then it goes to the point where you spend so much time together anyway because of all the tournaments that going to the bootcamp it's just gonna annoy you even more because, you know, you keep on seeing the same people, then you get to annoyed on the small things. Then it's better to just, you know, have some time away from each other, maybe play online, and then for the tournaments you can come and, you know, get together again and have a good time.
Okay, and last question is, which is your favorite moment with Counter-Strike Global Offense?
Winning the major with NIP, of course. I mean, the first major we were favorites to win, ended up falling versus Fnatic in the final at DreamHack winner, even though we beat Very Games, which was our #1 nemesis over there, or back then. And then the second major we lost to Virtus.pro in Katowice, same thing there, favorites to win it, and then we played great throughout the tournament, and then just ended up, you know, flunking out in the final versus them, just got completely demolished. And then the, you know, third time's a charm, coming into Cologne, probably not seen as the favorites at all, and then just ending up winning the final was a great feeling. Yeah,
I was watching and I was crying. Yeah, because I'm an NIP fan.
I love the socks.
Yeah, they're beautiful. A lot of fans in Bulgaria of NIP were very disappointing when you leave the team. So that means that you have a lot of fans in Bulgaria, a very big crowd. Do you have something to say to them?
I just want to say thanks for all the support. It means a lot, actually, because, I mean, I'm sure people know I was probably one of the most flamed people when I was still playing, you know, and it takes a lot on you, actually, to undergo such scrutiny every single day. You know, it doesn't matter if you play well, it doesn't matter if you play bad. People just come to you, and then obviously the fans, it's what matters, especially after you stop playing. I still get messages today, you know, about, oh, are you coming back? We would love to see you back in NIP. So it really means a lot for your support, and I thank you so much for it.
Yeah, thanks. Това беше Fifflaren, един страхотен човек, един страхотен анализатор и един страхотен CSGO играч, поне беше. Сега сигурно ще разцъква. Вие останете с GPlayTV, защото продължаваме да хънтваме супер интересни хора тук в Twitch Lounge.